I want to go back to Romeo's kind of point on transparency, because he didn't use that word specifically, but that seems to be one of the most underappreciated aspects of launching a successful public safety drone program. You could probably scale your program if your use cases are always saving lives, specifically in search and rescue, without kind of much public interference. But when it comes to, law enforcement, police officers specifically, there's a lot more public interest in making sure that those drones are operating with their personal interests in mind. So what have you kind of seen out there as far as experiences of people doing it the right way to make sure the public is informed about how your drones are being operated by law enforcement?
Yes, and that's a very, very important point. And I've been stressing that for many years, that you've got to be transparent, especially here in the United States, because we have a very different relationship with law enforcement, which has been highlighted over the last several weeks.
Sure.
If a firefighter flies a drone, the public applauds and is happy. If a police officer flies a drone, the public is unhappy. And that's very, very important to understand. A very good example is Marin County Sheriff's Office. Marin County is on the other side, on the north side of the Golden Gate. And they have a very successful drone program that is being requested by a lot of agencies around their county. And once a quarter, they release a document with all of the missions that they have flown and the outcome. And to me, that is a fantastic piece of transparency, because it not only shows what was done, where was it done, but what was the outcome of it. And some of the outcomes were, well, we helped find the missing person, but some of the outcomes were, well, we helped arrest people, we seized drugs and weapons. And you got to see that piece as well. You don't just have to, if you see, the police is flying these drones because of A, B, and C, that's okay. But what comes out of it? That's also an important component to show. We see departments that use social media to update the community that, hey, we're about to fly here because we have a wildfire or because we have a traffic incident and we need to do the mapping. And so by doing that, you are much more transparent. Now, obviously, with transparency also comes the risk that more people want to inquire about, your program, because now they know about it. If you don't talk about it, then nobody knows about it unless they see you flying. So you just have to be ready to also answer questions, and I think that's really, in some areas, not done as well as in others. But the transparency factor absolutely is one of the most important pieces, not only for your community, but also for your city council and county councils and mayors and elected officials, that they also can get behind the use of this technology. But it all boils down to, in essence, one thing. The drone really is not a new concept. We've flown helicopters and airplanes for decades over cities, over incidents, oftentimes with highly sophisticated camera technology equipment on the belly of it, with speakers, with everything that a drone is doing. But the drone, just because it's much smaller, because it's much more nimble, just evokes a little bit more of a concern in some people.